Hello. I want to thank you for listening to this. I want to thank you for listening to me. I am the Rogue Counselor. And you know, the funny thing is that every single word I'm saying right now is a direct quote from my online blog and website, roguecounselor.com. The tagline for my website is, you can have some fun while getting buff, drop the fat while accomplishing your life goal stuff. So my website attempts to help people in many different ways, one of which is it's a weight loss strategy. It helps you find the personal training strategy that's right for you. And it's also a life coaching program that will be posted over the next 2 years. But what roguecounselor.com also serves as, it's kind of a dumping ground or a space for me to save all of these little comedy vignettes and sketches that I like to produce. Yeah, everything that I'm saying right now is intended to become a script for what will emerge into, I guess, what I'm doing right now, and that is performing in my very own theatrical one-man show. Now, I mentioned in my first short film, RC's debut, that I call myself a stand-up life coach-comedian. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, golly, what the heck is that? Not to imply that your inner voice sounds like a country bumpkin or like Goofy. My inner voice sometimes sounds like that, but that's just because I can't control whether or not I slip into silly voices. It's kind of like Tourette's for me. I can't control it. So if I slip into a funny voice, don't mind me. It's just kind of like my thing that I do. Yeah, so what a stand-up life coach comedian is, it's sort of a career that I've had to create for myself out of necessity. And what it represents, it's a hybrid between being a comedian and a life coach. Now, everybody knows what a comedian is, but not everyone really knows what a life coach is, and honestly, there's been a lot of misinformation about that over the years. It's kind of been shrouded in a lot of new age mysticism. So I would like to state, just for the record, that what I believe a life coach is that a life coach is a person that can help you emotionally and psychologically commit to your life goals. So that's what I kind of sort of do. I kind of sort of help people commit to things, I guess. I'm not quite sure. I'm still on the fence about that. You see, I couldn't quite commit to being a comedian because I'm not quite funny enough to call myself a comedian. So I had to become my own life coach to motivate myself to get through the bad comedy before I get to the inadvertent good comedy, which I can build off of. And I couldn't quite commit fully to being a life coach because when I take a good hard look at myself, an honest look at myself, I realize that my methods are really silly and convoluted. You know what? I shouldn't say that. I'm comparing myself to other people when I say that. And you should not compare yourself to other people. What I mean to say is that they're only silly and convoluted when I compare myself to what other life coaches are doing. And other life coaches, they're focused on other things, and understandably so, like maintaining some sense of legitimacy. Now, legitimacy has never been a high priority of mine, so I think I finally stumbled upon the right career for myself. And I want you to remember I said that too. That legitimacy is not a high priority of mine. That's going to be funny later on. You see, what I'm doing is I'm metaphorically baking a funny cake. I know there's a lot of metaphors in this piece, but I'm making a funny cake, and that timer is going to go off in about the 10th round. And when that happens, that line's going to be a lot funnier. Just remember I said that. Legitimacy is not a high priority of mine. Wow, that's going to be a silly and convoluted way to make a point, but what I'd like to think I really do, when you get past all of this comedic marketing BS that I'm doing, what I really do is that I help people write the story of their lives the way they intend to live it, and then what you write actually comes true. So this blog is sort of my attempt to let a little bit of that magic rub off in my own life, walk my own talk, and create one of my own life goals, and that is to convert all of my writing into a fully produced theatrical one-man show! That's my old man, I'm dying, Shakespearean-inspired voice! One-man show! There is another Skywalker! Wow, I made it through round 1. This could happen. I mean, that's 1 down, 14 to go. I got this. I got this.
Well, he didn't give up, and he didn't screw up.
And he didn't trip up and fall, so I guess he wins the round.